Hello everyone, this is EB the Original Master here with a very special discussion video. So today I'm here to show you guys a concept of a 2D Mario game that I came up with not too long ago that I think it will work pretty well if Nintendo ever had the idea to come up with. So in the past years, 2D Mario games had always been the same format. You go from point A to point B. You usually only play as Mario or Luigi, while in the NSMB games you get to play as Blue Toad and Yellow Toad. But I don't think those variety of characters are all that interesting. So I've had an idea called Super Mario Squad, which is the name of this 2D Mario game concept that I came up with, where you get to play as different Mario characters and they all have their unique abilities. So, what is the story for Super Mario Squad basically? Well, I haven't came up with a story, but if I did, I will think the story is that Mario in the game discovers a portal, I guess, and then the portal emerges this black being. It's like a phantom or something. It's like a phantom that shoots from this portal, and then he traps Mario's friends in this portal, and there's like different levels in this world, and so Mario has to go through levels to rescue his friends. So to be fair, Mario will be the character you start with. So each level or each world has a different character that you need to save. So I believe the way how I want this game to be formatted, I think each level in the worlds will have their own objective. Like for example, World 1-1, there are probably like three objectives, such as rescue Luigi, collect these number amounts of coins, or defeat these certain amount of enemies. Similar to Papa Louie 2 and Burger's Attack and Papa Louie 3 when Sunday's Attack from the Flipline Studio games. That's what the format of this game that I'm coming up with is reminding me of, is because in those two games, I might do a review on that game and tell you my thoughts about it sometime in the future. But in those games from Flipline Studios, it's like a 2D side-scrolling game where you play as different Papa Louie characters from the Flipline Studios series. And the game was pretty meh. It wasn't all that exciting, but that's what the idea that I'm coming up with is reminding me of. So now let's actually talk about these characters. I'm only going to talk about the characters. I'm not going to talk about the way how the game is going to be formatted. It's because that's not what I'm here for. I'm only going to talk about the characters and their abilities. So the characters that I would like to see in this game, well, I would like to see in the game, are Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Princess Daisy, Wario, Waluigi, Yoshi, Toad, Toadette, Bowser, Rosalina, and Gold Mario. So those are the characters in Super Mario Squad. That's the name of the 2D Mario game, where Mario has to rescue his friends, and after you rescue that friend, they're added to your squad so you can play as them. So Mario's character, he's the average character. His special abilities is normal, such as he can stomp on enemies, he can collect coins and power-ups and stuff. Speaking about power-ups, they're not going to be like actual power-ups from the 2D Mario games, such as Fire Flowers, Superstars, and Ice Flowers. Instead, the characters have their own little weapons. For example, Mario's weapon is a hammer, so he has like a hammer in his hand, and he can like flatten enemies with his hammer. Luigi also has a hammer too, and that's his weapon of choice. His special ability is he can jump higher, and he has a slippery traction, just like his physics in Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels. So that's Luigi's special ability. He can jump high and has much more slipperier traction. So Princess Peach is another character you can play as in Super Mario Squad, where her abilities are similar to Super Mario Brothers 2, where she could float in the air for a short period of time. Her weapon of choice is a parasol, which is a little umbrella. She can like hit enemies with it. Well, that she can do that. She can like hit enemies with the parasol, or like when she do her floating animation, you see her opening the parasol and she like floats down. I think that should be her gliding animation. That'll be pretty interesting. Now, Princess Daisy, for her ability, this may sound strange, but I want Princess Daisy to blow kisses, and then a heart comes out of her mouth. the hearts hit the enemy and they become attacked because these are poisonous hearts. Because I guess the enemies just don't like to be loved. I guess I don't think she has a weapon of choice. I think for her weapon, I think she just like throws punches. I guess like a combat system. I'll probably have her do that as a weapon. Is her using her bare fists, like punching or combat? So yeah, that's what I want Daisy to do in Super Mario Squad. Next we have is a Wario. His ability is he can ground pound since he's overweight. Because of his weight, he can like ground pound on blocks. He can do like a charge dash. You know, I'm not gonna mimic the animation because that's gonna be cringy as heck. So I'm not gonna mimic the animations. I apologize if I'm doing that, but I'm trying to make it interesting. But I'm not gonna mimic the animation because that'll be cringe. So yeah, he does like a charge attack move. If you like run at full speeds, and if you like push a certain button, he will charge through enemies and obstacles. So that's Wario's special ability. Next we have is Waluigi. What he does, he'll throw like bombs. So he throws bombs, and yeah, that's his weapon of choice. He only throws bombs, and he can jump a little bit higher, I guess, but not like Luigi. But since he's tall and lanky, he can probably jump higher than usual. But that's usually Luigi's trait. But for Waluigi, he just throws bombs, and the bombs explode on impact. Next we have is Yoshi. Well, he's Yoshi. It's pretty simple. He can eat enemies with his tongue. He can form eggs. Similar to Yoshi's Island, Yoshi can like aim the eggs at his target and throw the egg, and it can like ricochet and hit enemies. I would like to see something like that. Yoshi can do his flutter jump. All of his basic moves that you've seen of Yoshi in many years in the Super Mario series. So that's Yoshi. Next we have is a Toad. Now, Toad, his ability is pretty unique because what he does, there are some areas in the game where there's like a little flat tunnels, like a little dog tunnel thing, you know, or a doggy door. Yeah, a doggy door. So it could be those, and Toad will go inside it. He can like crawl through tight gaps since he's a small character. He can Sorry, I am so sorry if I'm screwing up the grammar here. He can crawl through small gaps and collect nearby items. And he's also a fast character, so he can run fast. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for his character trait, is that he can climb through tight gaps if he goes through like a tunnel. There's some parts of the levels in the game where there's like a little tunnel that only Toad can access through, so you have to switch between Toad. In fact, in this game, you can switch between characters instead of you being stick to one character. That's the whole point of Super Mario Squad, is for you to be able to switch between these characters at will. And if there's a certain character that can't do a task, you got to play as that character. Simple. Now we have is a Toadette, who is her abilities is very similar to Toad. She can crawl through smaller tunnels and gaps. Now her special ability is a little twirl move. So if you what I mean by a twirl move, I mean if you like run at full speeds, if you like hold down the button. Well, I want this to be for the Switch. So if you hold down the Y button, you can run, and if you press the ZR button, she does a twirl move that can knock nearby enemies. So she like does a little freaking ballerina twirl or some crap. She does that, defeats enemies, and yeah, that's basically her character trait or her special ability, is that she can twirl and defeat enemies with her pigtails. Yeah, her pigtails act as a weapon because she can like smack enemies with it. I mean, that'll be funny instead of her using her arms, cause that would be a perfect use for her pigtails, because she has these pigtails, right? And then she can use it as a weapon. She can like twirl and the pigtails smack the enemies. Or I can probably have an ability where she can like extend her pigtails. She can like reach up to higher. Oh yeah, that's another good ability I can add. Yeah, she can do a twirl move. She can extend her pigtails so she could like reach her higher gaps. Or if there's like a tall ledge and she can't make it that far, if you like hold down on a certain button, her pigtails will extend, and then she can probably use her pigtails as a slingshot. She can do that. That could be another ability for her. So yeah, that's Toadette. Now we got a Bowser. So yeah, Bowser is playable in this game because I want this game to have a different villain instead of Bowser. So Bowser teams up in this game. Uh, his special ability, he can breathe fire. He can swipe enemies with his claws. If you like hit a certain button, he can like swipe his claws at enemies. That'll be another ability Bowser can have in the game. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Bowser. He can swipe through enemies with his claws, and he can defeat enemies with his fire breath. Now, the next two characters are secret characters, which is Rosalina and Gold Mario. So Rosalina, she can glide in the air, and she can do a spin attack. She can do a spin attack, just like she did in Super Mario 3D World. That's another ability she can have in the game. And for Gold Mario, it's just he's the same as Mario, but if he runs at full speeds, he'll leave a trail of coins everywhere. And his special weapon is just a golden hammer. So if you use the gold hammer and you hit enemies with the gold hammer, you'll earn coins from it. So that's basically Gold Mario's ability, is him being able to use a golden hammer, and he leaves a trail of coins if he runs at full speeds. So yeah, those are all the characters in this fan-made idea for a Mario game called Super Mario Squad. And yeah, those are all the characters, their abilities, and I apologize if there were some parts in the video where I screwed things up, but at least I corrected myself. Thank you guys for watching this short little video, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos. What are your thoughts about these ideas for a concept of a Mario game where you play as different characters and they have their own abilities? I know we've had that in the past, but that's only for the 3D Mario games, not for the the only 3D Mario game that I can think of that has that attempt was Super Mario 3D World, and that was the only game that had it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos. Bye.